I declare the May 2023 State University of New York Polytechnic Institute College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering to be in session.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Mary Beth Lyons, Vice President for Student Affairs and Interim Vice President for Enrollment Management at SUNY Polytechnic Institute. Please remain standing for our national anthem. The national anthem will be performed by Professor Kathleen Dunn.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I ask that members of the platform party stand and remain standing as they are introduced. Please hold your applause until all are recognized. Dr. Janet Pellew, Mace Bearer and Associate Professor of Nanobioscience. Dr. Sasha Bakru, CEO, Pure Spears Technology. Dr. Caitlin Filippi, SUNY Poly alumna, class of 2018. Mr. Rajas Manthkare, Graduate Student Government President. Mr. Evan Murphy Carpenter, Undergraduate Student Government President and Bachelor of Science degree candidate. Dr. Mark Montgomery, Chief Diversity Officer and Deputy Title IX Coordinator. Dr. Carl Ventris, Associate Professor of Nanoscience. Dr. Andre Melendez, Dean of the College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering. Dr. Zora Tomova, Provost. Dr. Andrew Russell, Officer in Charge. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of presenting to you Dr. Andrew Russell, Officer in Charge of SUNY Polytechnic Institute.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Kathy Dunn, the award-winning teacher, prolific scholar and researcher, and what a voice. Can we give her a round of applause, please? Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by. I'm sure these words from The Road Not Taken are familiar to you. I was recently reminded of Robert Frost's words as they provide an intellectual and visceral focal point in several ways. Let me explain. I think these words are fitting today as you take stock of where you have been. You, our newest graduates, decided to take the challenging road, to set aside years of your life to attend college or graduate school. You likely faced hurdles that you could not have foreseen. You undoubtedly made personal sacrifices that even those closest to you might not fully comprehend. And yet you still chose to be here. You decided to persevere. You rose to the challenges. You overcame adversity. It may have felt, and it may also have been true, that the proverbial deck of cards was stacked against you. Maybe somebody told you that you'd never make it here today. Perhaps you almost didn't apply to SUNY Poly in the first place. Or you continued to doubt yourself along the way. But I see you're all here today. Our faculty and staff and our guests, they all see you too. Would you please take a brief moment, stand, and applaud to recognize their support, graduates? You can be seated. Two roads diverged, and you took the road less traveled. At an institutional level, I think SUNY Poly shares an analogous story. When our institution has seen challenges, we have risen to meet them. Many of you graduating today surely could not have known how your college experience would be altered during the pandemic, but faculty, staff, and your support networks pivoted and worked long hours to provide you with a path for being here today. And with change coming to SUNY Poly, as it evolves from 5 colleges to 4, faculty and staff have worked even harder, not only to communicate what changes may come, but also to share what opportunities lie ahead. While the future of SUNY Poly and the College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering may diverge, the future indeed looks bright. As a result of the transfer of CNSE to University of Albany, students can expect a fulfilling student life experience. It also paves the way for a more immersive and robust semiconductor academic ecosystem right here in the Capital Region, while students who wish to remain SUNY Poly students will be able to do so. Steve Ferentz, my friend and colleague, reminded me recently of something that Dolly Parton once said. We cannot direct the wind, but we can adjust the sails. SUNY Poly will continue to adapt. We do so because our world is rocketing toward the future with technologies advancing at a faster pace every day. Graduates, you know this because you are playing an important role. This is why you chose to receive an education targeted to the needs of industry and the many high-tech organizations at which you will achieve your success. It's why we focus on experiential learning. To continue the wayfinding theme on this day that bridges your past with the hope of an exciting future, I'm reminded of the old saying attributed to E.L. Doctorow. Writing is like driving at night in the fog. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. Now it's time to write your story and choose your own paths. Even if we can never quite see the full future, in high-definition detail. As you take your next steps, let your SUNY Poly education light the way. When you face dark, challenging, or uncertain times, know that your education, including the friends you made and the challenges that you overcame, will always be there. Memories and knowledge and experience ready to propel you further than you thought was possible. Two roads diverged in a wood, and you chose to be here, a place that was once unknown to you. But of course, Frost's famous poem doesn't stop there. It concludes, "I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." Thank you. So graduates, this is just the beginning. Congratulations on your graduation from SUNY Polytechnic Institute. And now I'm honored to introduce our 2023 graduate commencement speaker, Dr. Sasha Bakru. Dr. Bakru is founder and CEO of Perisphere Technologies, where he is leading their efforts to develop and commercialize next-generation coagulation diagnostics. He is a Perisphere Pharmaceuticals co-founder. This is a company that was acquired by AMAG Pharma in 2019, and Brown University adjunct professor of medical science and lecturer in entrepreneurship. He's a busy guy. Dr. Bakru is a founding member of the Scientific Advisory Board of Amylyx Pharmaceuticals and is an elected fellow from 2020 of the American Institute for Medical and Biological Engineering. He received a BS in Biomedical Engineering from Columbia University, an MSc in Biomedical Engineering, an MSc from Johns Hopkins University in Materials Engineering, and a PhD from Carnegie Mellon University in Biomedical Engineering as a Dowd Fellow in the Institute for Complex Engineered Systems. He was the winner of the 2008 Global Moot Corp competition, and in 2009 received the Tepper School of Business Entrepreneur of the Year Alumni Prize. Notably, he also is the son of Dr. Hasram Bakru, head of SUNY Poly's Nanoscience Constellation and Distinguished Service Professor of Nanoscience, who is retiring this year after decades of service. Please join me in giving today's speaker, Dr. Sasha Bakru, a very warm welcome.
Thank you for the kind introduction and the opportunity to speak today. I'd like to take this time to speak a bit about my father and his over 5 decades of service to the SUNY system and the impact that it and this institution have had on my life, my career, and my own choices. First, a little bit of history. My father was born in Urari, Sindh before the partition of British India into India and Pakistan. Our family were refugees in what is now Pakistan and had to flee to India in 1947. With only what they could carry, without any security or support on the other side, my father and his family established a new life in India. Over the next several years, he and his brothers built up a reputation for being exceptionally bright and hardworking students. My father studied nuclear physics in India, completing his PhD in 1965, and once again uprooted himself and made the leap to a postdoc in the United States. Working at Yale with Professor D. Allen Bromley, who was later Bush Sr.'s chief scientific advisor, and at Berkeley in the summers with Professor Glenn Seaborg, who later won the Nobel Prize for the work his lab did discovering new elements, including berkelium, americium, californium, and ultimately seaborgium. He established himself as an academic researcher. Then in 1970, he joined SUNY Albany in their newly minted accelerator laboratory as director. This was a time when the American public was fascinated with science. Between the US-Russian space race, Sputnik, right? In competition to discover and name new elements, my father found himself in the thick of it. Throughout my own childhood, it was my father's influence and experiences that drove me to pursue a career in research. I remember the excitement when Professor Bromley visited our home in Albany, accompanied by Secret Service protection who stood outside our front door. It was at that point that I started to wonder as a child, what kind of friends does my father have? I also had the opportunity to travel around the world with my father as he taught at various international institutions, such as Fudan University in Shanghai, China, and Nagoya University in Japan. We were actually in Shanghai the day before the riots in Tiananmen Square started. And we were held in a hotel with other Americans, mostly journalists. Ultimately, it was my father's students who risked their own lives to get us out by hiding us in vegetable carts, driving us through blockades, traffic blockades, to the airport when we were ultimately able to flee. I remember learning to machine with my dad in the basement of the Earth Sciences building and becoming an accelerator operator while I was in high school, while my dad patiently trained me, an impatient teenager, to run a linear accelerator. In college, I worked with one of my father's closest colleagues at Columbia, Rick Osgood, ultimately collaborating with my dad and publishing over 30 papers with him over the years. If I had to pick one word to encapsulate my father's contribution over his 5 decades with the State University of New York system, I think it would be service. He served as chair of the physics department at UAlbany for 12 years, co-founded the College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering, where he served as head of nanosciences for 22 years in one capacity or another, and became the first distinguished faculty member at the college. He's taught thousands of undergraduate students and mentored so many graduate students and young faculty members over the years, leaving a lasting legacy here at the college and beyond. For me, personally, my father's my hero, and I can only hope to have the respect and admiration of my colleagues that my father has achieved over a lifetime at this institution. And I hope that you all, the graduating class of 2023, can take that legacy forward and out into the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bakru. It is my honor to present the Service Award to Dr. Hasram Bakru, recognizing his 53 years of steadfast leadership, expertise, and research contributions. Can you please come to the stage? It is now my pleasure to honor an employee at SUNY Poly's Albany campus who has been singled out for extraordinary recognition by the Chancellor of the State University of New York. For 3 decades, the Chancellor has annually acknowledged outstanding performance, both in and out of the classroom, by professionals across the university system through a program called the Chancellor's Awards for Excellence. This award is given to recognize extraordinary professional achievement. And this year, we are proud to honor Dr. Susan Sharfstein, Professor of Nanobioscience, who was unable to attend this afternoon. Will we please give her a round of applause? On behalf of the college community, I congratulate our recipient, Dr. Sharfstein. At this time, I would like to introduce Provost Dr. Zora Tomova as we present the 2023 Academic Awards.
Thank you. This is a special opportunity for us to recognize those students who have achieved a very high level of success in their academic programs. We honor our students who have been challenged and have achieved success and excellence across our academic programs. We are also grateful for the encouragement and support of their family and friends who are here today to join us for this celebration, as well as the faculty who have played a critical role in their success. We will now begin the presentation of the awards. Award recipients should come forward at the stage when their names are announced, and then exit to my right. Dr. Melendez, would you please assist? Dr. Melendez, the Dean, and Dr. Karol Ventris, please assist. The College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering Nanoscale Engineering Highest GPA Award is given to the student who has earned the highest GPA in this area of study. This year's recipient is John Bass. John? The College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering Nanoscale Science Highest GPA Award is given to the student who has earned the highest GPA in this area of study. This year's recipient is Marcel Holo. I believe Marcel is unable to attend. Give him a round of applause. CNSC Student Leadership Award is given to the student who has actively participated in extracurricular activities and demonstrated leadership. This year's recipient is Evan P. Murphy Carpenter. Evan. CNSC Academic Achievement Award is given to the student who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and character. This year's recipient is Philip Cairns. The College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering Outstanding Graduate Student in Nanoscale Science and Engineering Award is given to the student who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and character. This year's recipient is Emma Rocco. CNSC Distinguished Student Professional Award is given to the student or students who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and character. This year's recipients are Uhuru Manana and Shivan Antar. CNSC Engineering Society of Women Engineers Award is given to the student who embodies the SWE values of integrity, inclusive environment, mutual support, and professional excellence and trust. This year's recipient is Vanessa Kramer. CNSC's Graduate Dean's Award is presented to the student who exemplifies academic accomplishment and intellectual curiosity. This year's recipient is Sharad Joyce. CNSC Undergraduate Dean's Award is presented to the student who exemplifies academic accomplishment and intellectual curiosity. This year's recipient is Thomas Barrett. Congratulations to each of our award recipients.
Candidates for degrees, the moment you have labored so long for and awaited with anticipation is at hand. I ask Dr. Tomova to assist in the conferral and presentation of degrees.
Will all of the Doctor of Philosophy degree candidates please rise? Mr. President, these candidates have satisfied, subject to verification, the respective requirements for their degree from SUNY Polytechnic Institute. Upon recommendation of the faculty and the Graduate Council, I now present them to you for the conferring of the degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Graduate Council, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the College Council, the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, and by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer upon those qualified to receive a degree from SUNY Polytechnic Institute, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please be seated. Candidates are asked to rise when called by academic program and to remain standing until directed to move forward. I would now like to introduce Dr. Andre Melendez, Dean of the College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering.
Mr. President, will the candidates for the following degrees please rise? Masters of Science with a major in Nanoscale Engineering. Oh, wrong page. We skipped ahead a little. Will the graduates for the following degree please rise? Doctor of Philosophy with a major in Nanoscale Engineering. Will the candidates please move forward to receive your degrees?
Minaz Abadan, PhD in Nanoscale Engineering, hooded by advisor Dr. Nate Cady. Sharud Joash, PhD in Nanoscale Engineering, hooded by advisor Dr. Jiyoung Lee. Eric Jifeng Liu, PhD in Nanoscale Engineering, hooded by advisor Dr. Gregory Denbo. Avinash Lande, PhD in Nanobioscience, hooded by advisor Dr. Ben Beauvoir. Gideon Oyibo, PhD in Nanoscale Engineering, hooded by advisor Dr. Jiyoung Lee. Emma Rocco, PhD in Nanoscale Engineering, hooded by advisor Dr. Shadi Shahedapur Sandvik.
All candidates for Master of Science degrees, please rise. Mr. President, all of these candidates have satisfied, subject to confirmation, the requirements of the respective degrees of Master of Science. Upon recommendation of the faculty and the Graduate Council, I now present the SUNY Polytechnic Institute candidates to you for conferring of the degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Graduate Council, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the College Council, the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on those qualified to receive a degree from SUNY Polytechnic Institute, the degree of Master of Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please be seated. Candidates are asked to rise when called by academic program and to remain standing until directed to move forward.
I got this one right, though. Mr. President, will the candidates for the following degrees please rise? Masters of Science with a major in Nanoscale Engineering. Masters of Science with a major in Advanced Technology. Candidates, please move forward to receive your degrees.
Bhatri Govind Daraj, Master of Science in Advanced Technology. Haley Jenkins, Master of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Yamini Kumaran, Master of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Rosanna Robert, Master of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Sophia Rogalski, Master of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Adam Smith, Master of Science in Nanobioscience. Zachary Woods, Master of Science in Nanoscale Engineering.
Will all of the bachelor degree candidates please rise? Mr. President, all of these candidates have satisfied, subject to confirmation, the requirements for the respective degrees of Bachelor of Science. Upon recommendation of the faculty, I now present you the SUNY Polytechnic Institute candidates for conferring of the degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority invested in me by the College Council, the Board of Trustees of the State University of New York, and by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I confer on those qualified to receive a degree from SUNY Polytechnic Institute, the degree of Bachelor of Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please be seated. Candidates are asked to rise when called by academic program and to remain standing until directed to move forward.
Mr. President, candidates for the following degrees, please rise. Bachelor of Science with a major in Nanoscale Science. Bachelor of Science with a major in Nanoscale Engineering. Candidates, please move forward to receive your degrees.
Siobhan Ontar, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. John Bass, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Thomas Barrett, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics. Philip Carnes, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics. Daniel Crowley, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Quentin Curry, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Edon Fields, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Joseph Gardner, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Vanessa Kramer, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Uhuru Manana, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Evan Murphy Carpenter, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Science. Samuel Shaw, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering. Dario Zeni, Bachelor of Science in Nanoscale Engineering.
How about a round of applause? Congratulations to the class of 2023. It's now my pleasure to please welcome Dr. Caitlin Philippi, Alumna Representative.
Thank you. Today marks the completion of your studies and your start as a new degree holder. It's our hope that you'll be proud of SUNY Poly, just as we are proud of you, and that you'll carry the name of this institution with you as you find success in the future. As students, you had the opportunity to shape the direction of SUNY Poly through student government. As graduates, you can build on the SUNY Poly legacy through the Alumni Association. We hope that you'll be involved in the Alumni Association as it addresses alumni needs and helps shape shape SUNY Poly in the years ahead. Will all graduates please rise? On behalf of the Alumni Association, I congratulate you on the completion of your courses and for the degree that you're receiving and that you've earned. It's my privilege and honor to lead you in a tangible gesture that symbolizes your passage from the status of students to that of graduates and alumni. So at this time, will you all move the tassel on your caps from the right side to the left? Congratulations and welcome to SUNY Poly's alumni body.
I would like to acknowledge Dr. Robert Brainerd and the SUNY Poly Nano Jazz Band for the musical entertainment played prior to the start of the commencement. Please stand to be recognized.
I now declare the May 2023 commencement of the State University of New York Polytechnic Institute College of Nanoscale Science and Engineering concluded. Will the guests and visitors please remain at your seats until the recessional is complete?